Hello and welcome to Motorsport Radio. My name is Josh. Today I'm going to test your motorsport knowledge. How well do you know Formula 1, WRC, MotoGP, Btcc and many others? All you got to do is get yourself a pen, piece of paper and answer the questions. Please do not put the answers into the chats of our social media networks, but please do take part whether you're on your own or whether you're part of a team. So without further ado, let's get started.
Round one.
Question 1. Team WSR has had a long-term partnership with which manufacturer? Is it Audi, Mercedes or BMW? Team WSR has had a long-term partnership with which manufacturer? Is it Audi, Mercedes or BMW? Question 2. What was the prize money won by Matt Neal at Donington Park in 1999 when he won the race as an independent? Was it $225,000, $250,000 or £275,000? What was the prize money won by Matt Neal at Donington Park in 1999 when he won the race as an independent? Was it $225,000, $250,000 or £275,000? Jade Edwards' father won the British Touring Car Production Championship. True or false? Jade Edwards' father won the Btcc Production Championship. True or false? Dan Eves was the first driver to win all 3 races on the same day, using a format that is still used to this day. But what car did he drive? Was it a Vauxhall Vectra, a Honda Integra Type R, or a Seat Toledo Cupra? Dan Eves was the first driver to win all 3 races on the same day, the format used to this day. But what car did he drive? Was it a Vauxhall Vectra, a Honda Integra Type R, or a Seat Toledo Cupra? Did Nigel Mansell ever win a Btcc race? Did Nigel Mansell ever win a Btcc race? What year and what car did Team WSR debut with? Was it 1996 with the Ford Mondeo, 2000 with the MG ZS, or 2007 with the BMW 320 IS? So what year and what car did Team WSR debut with? 1996 with the Ford Mondeo, 2000 with the MG ZS, or 2007 with the BMW 320 IS? How many races has Jason Prato built up? Is it 96, 97 or 98? How many races has Jason Prato built up? 96, 97 or 98? Does Brands Hatch Indy Circuit or Silverstone National Circuit have less corners? Is it Brands Hatch, Silverstone, or they both have the same amount? So does Brands Hatch Indy Circuit or the Silverstone National Circuit have less corners? Is it Brands Hatch, Silverstone, or they both have the same amount? What are the only 2 estate cars to have raced in Btcc? Was it the Honda Civic and the Volvo 850, the Honda Civic and the BMW 3 Series, or the Honda Civic and the Lexus IS200? So what are the only two estate cars to have raced in Btcc? The Honda Civic and the Volvo 850, the Honda Civic and the BMW 3 Series, or the Honda Civic and the Lexus IS200? The last one of the first round. Who was the first NGTC champion? Was it Plato, Neil, or Shedden? Who was the first NGTC champion? Was it Plato, Neil, or Shedden? Yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. Welcome to Motorsport Radio. If you have just tuned in, we are heading on to the second round of the quiz, so all you need is a pen and paper. Do not put the answers in the streams on our social media. But we're heading now to round 2, Formula 1.
Motorsport Radio. Round 2.
Question 1. How many championships have been decided at Abu Dhabi? Is it 3, 4, or 5? How many championships have been decided at Abu Dhabi? Is it 3, 4, or 5? How many race starts has Kimi Räikkönen made? Is it 348, 349, or 350? How many race starts has Kimi Räikkönen made? Is it 348, 349, or 350? Who was the last Ferrari drivers' champion? Was it Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen, or Felipe Massa? Who was the last Ferrari drivers' champion? Was it Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen, or Felipe Massa? Who was the driver that gave Lewis his first championship on the last corner of Brazil in 2008? Was it Jarno Trulli, Sebastian Glock, or Takuma Sato? Who was the driver that gave Lewis his first championship on the last corner of Brazil in 2008? Was it Jarno Trulli, Timo Glock, and Takuma Sato? Where and when was the longest complete Formula 1 race? Was it Canada in 2011, Spa in 2021, or Monza in 2003? Where and when was the longest complete Formula 1 race? Canada in 2011, Spa in 2021, or Monza in 2003? How many dry tyre compounds are run in Formula 1 this season, so 2021 season? Is it 4, 5, or 6? How many dry tyre compounds are run in Formula 1 in 2021? Is it 4, 5, or 6? Who was the first teammate to beat Lewis Hamilton in a championship? Was it Nico Rosberg, Jenson Button, or Fernando Alonso? Who was the first teammate to beat Lewis Hamilton in a championship? Was it Nico Rosberg, Jenson Button, or Fernando Alonso? Who won the inaugural F1 championship race at Silverstone in 1950? Was it Giuseppe Farina, Luigi Fagnoli, or Reg Parnell? Who won the inaugural F1 championship race at Silverstone in 1950? Was it Giuseppe Farina, Luigi Fagnoli, or Reg Parnell? With Lewis Hamilton first, Michael Schumacher second, who is third with the most race wins? Is it Sebastian Vettel, Ayrton Senna, or Alain Prost? With Lewis Hamilton first and Schumacher second, who is third with the most race wins? Vettel, Senna, or Prost? Last one of the round. Who won the Drivers' Championship when Murray Walker had to stop due to a lump in his throat? Was it Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher or Ayrton Senna? Who won the Drivers' Championship when Murray Walker had to stop due to a lump in his throat? Was it Hill, Schumacher or Senna? This is the Motorsport Radio quiz, and we are now heading to round 3. Don't forget to continue our talk on the Motorsport Radio hashtags on all social media sites. Round 3. In the 1960s, the iconic Le Mans battle between Ford and Ferrari was massive. But who built the Ford GT40 race cars? Was it Carroll Shelby, Ford Detroit, or Lola? So in the 1960s, the iconic Le Mans battle between Ferrari and Ford was massive. But who built the Ford GT40? Was it Carroll Shelby, Ford Detroit, or Lola? How long is a lap of the Isle of Man TT circuit? Is it 39.93 miles, 31.16 miles, or 37.73 miles? So how long is a lap of the Isle of Man TT circuit? 39.98 miles, 31.16 miles, or 37.73 miles? What is the fastest speed ever achieved down the Mulsanne Strait? Is it 390 kilometers an hour, 405 kilometers an hour, or 420 kilometers an hour? What is the fastest speed ever achieved down the Mulsanne Strait? Is it 390 kilometers an hour, 405 kilometers an hour, or 420 kilometers per hour? What is the current engine size of a Moto GB bike? Is it 998cc, 950cc, or 1000cc? So what is the current engine size of a Moto GP bike? Is it 998cc, 950cc, or 1000cc? So who drove the flipping Mercedes back in 1999? Was it Peter Dumbreck, Bernd Schneider, or Mark Webber? Who drove the flipping Mercedes back in 1999? Was it Peter Dumbreck, Bernd Schneider, or Mark Webber? Excuse me. How many championships have been won by Carl Fogarty, known as Foggy? Is it 2, 4, or 6? How many championships have been won by Foggy? 2, 4, or 6? Hope you're writing them down, guys. Remember, pen and paper is all you need. Who has won the most Le Mans races? Is it Tom Christensen, Jackie Ickx, or Derek Bell? Who has won the most Le Mans races? Is it Tom Christensen, Jackie Ickx, or Derek Bell? Across all classes, who has won the most motorcycle Grand Prix races? Is it Giacomo Agostini, Marc Marquez, or Valentino Rossi? Across all classes, who has the most victories in motorcycle Grand Prix racing? Giacomo Agostini, Marc Marquez, or Valentino Rossi? Rounded to the nearest 50, 2010 saw the most laps. But how many were there? 400, 350, or 450? Rounded to the nearest 50, 2010 saw the most Le Mans 24-hour laps. But how many were there? 400, 350, or 450 laps? And the last question of this round, who is the most successful MotoGP team? Is it MV Agusta, Yamaha, or Honda? Who is the most successful MotoGP team? MV Agusta, Yamaha, or Honda? We are live right now, guys. You just tuned in, of course. This is Motorsport Radio. We are doing the Motorsport quiz of motorsports. So please get a pen and paper. If you need to catch up, you can do. very easily. Round 4. How well do you know your circuits?
Round 4.
Beckett's, Maggots and Stowe are corners of what circuit? Silverstone, Brands Hatch or Thruxton? Beckett's, Maggots and Stowe are corners on what circuit? Silverstone, Brands Hatch or Thruxton? The Parabolica, Curva Grande and Variante Ascari are curves on what track? Monza, Imola or Mugello? The Parabolica, Curva Grande and Variante Ascari are turns on what track? Monza, Imola and Mugello. Blanchimont, Bruxelles and Stavalos are corners on what famous circuit? Is it Spa, Magny-Cours or Paul Ricard? Blanchimont, Bruxelles and Stavalos are from what circuit? Spa, Magny-Cours or Paul Ricard? Tabac, Beau Rivage and Portier are from what circuit? Magny-Cours, Monaco or Paul Ricard? Tabac, Beau Rivage and Portier are corners from what circuit? Is it Magny-Cours, Monaco or Paul Ricard? Indianapolis, Dunlop Curve and Tertre Rouge are corners from which circuit? Is it Paul Ricard, Magny-Cours or Le Mans? Indianapolis, Dunlop Curve and Tertre Rouge are corners from what circuit? Paul Ricard, Magny-Cours or Le Mans? If you cross a line of bricks in an IndyCar, what circuit are you at? Is it Indianapolis, Road America or Road Atlanta? If you cross a line of bricks in an IndyCar, what circuit are you at? Indianapolis, Road America or Road Atlanta? If you're racing the Green Hell, where are you racing? Is it the Nordschleife, the Cirque de la Save, or is it Kyalami? If you're racing the Green Hell, where are you racing? Is it Nordschleife, Circuit de Save, or Kyalami? If you are racing at the Monterey Sports Car Club, what is the circuit better known as? Is it Lime Rock Park, Virginia International Raceway, or Mazda Laguna Seca? If you're racing at the Monterey Sports Car Club, what is a circuit better known as? Lime Rock Park, Virginia International Raceway, or Mazda Laguna Seca? Bathurst is otherwise known as what? Mount Panorama Raceway, Phillip Island Raceway, or Tasmania Motorsport Park? Bathurst is otherwise known as what? Mount Panorama Raceway, Phillip Island Raceway, or Tasmania Motorsport Park? And the final question for this round, if you're racing towards the Flint Wall, what event are you driving in? The Festival of Speed, the Members Meeting, or Silverstone Historic Festival? Don't forget, if you are racing towards the Flint Wall, what event are you driving in? Is it the Festival of Speed, Members Meeting, and Silverstone Historic Festival? Don't forget, guys, you can keep in contact with us using Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sites. And of course, this is Motorsport Radio. Again, if you just tuned in, we're doing the quiz. All we need is a pen and a piece of paper. Round 5, general knowledge of famous motorsport events.
Round 5, Motorsport Radio.
What event is held at the end of every season when many champions race cars around the temporary circuit? Is it the Race of Champions, Long Beach Festival of Sport, or the FIA Awards? What event is held at the end of every season when many champions race cars around the temporary circuit? Is it the Race of Champions, Long Beach Festival of Sport, or is it the FIA Awards? What rally results in cars being heavily modified racing across the desert and through deep muddy puddles? Is it Monte Carlo, Safari, or New Zealand? What rally results in cars being heavily modified and racing across the desert and through deep muddy puddles? Is it Monte Carlo, the Rally Safari in Kenya, or New Zealand? Where is Rally GB usually held? Is it Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland? Where is Rally GB usually held? Is it Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland? The Daytona 24 Hours is sponsored by who? Rolex, Swatch or Breitling? The Daytona 24 Hours is sponsored by who? Rolex, Swatch or Breitling? Talladega 500 is a very famous race, but in what series? Is it IndyCar, NASCAR or IMSA? The Talladega 500 is a very famous race, but in what series? Is it IndyCar, NASCAR or IMSA? The Moto 24 Hours is held where? In Monza, Le Mans Bugatti Circuit or Catalonia? The Moto 24 Hours is held where? Monza, Le Mans Bugatti Circuit or Catalonia? Not long now, guys. What is the name of the British GT Blue Ribbon event? Is it the Silverstone 500, the Alton Park 350 or the Snetterton 300? What is the name of the British GT Blue Ribbon event? Is it the Silverstone 500, the Alton Park 350 or the Snetterton 300? What is the fastest single-seater race in the world? Is it the Indy 500, the Monza Formula 1 race or the Long Beach Grand Prix? What is the fastest single-seater race in the world? Is it the Indy 500, the Monza Formula 1 race or the Long Beach GP? And what is the name of the desert race held in January, which originally started in Paris? Is it the Dakar, the Baja, or the Beach Enduro Grand Prix? What is the name of the desert race held in January, originally starting in Paris? Is it the Dakar, the Baja, or the Beach Enduro GP? And the last question tonight, guys. One of the oldest races held at Silverstone is held in mid-October, where the 750 Motor Club holds their grand finale. What is it? Is it the Burkett Relay, the Plum Pudding Race, or the Brit Car Into the Night? So one of the oldest races held at Silverstone in mid-October by the 750 Motor Club is what? Is it the Burkett Relay, the Plum Pudding Race, or the Brit Car Into the Night? And that's it, guys. That's your 50 questions. And we will now start to run through the answers. Don't forget, guys, please talk to us through Twitter, Facebook, and many other sites. This is Motorsport Radio, where every week we have brilliant shows and, of course, more motorsport talks.
This is Motorsport Radio.
So hello guys, welcome back. Hope you did well with that quiz. Don't forget, let us know how well you did. Let us know what scores you did, and what you thought of the questions, and whether we should do this as a daily or even a weekly event. But let us know on Twitter and Facebook and everything else using hashtag Motorsport Radio. My name is Josh. If you have just joined us, you can also watch the stream back and go through the questions, but don't look at the answers, because obviously that's cheating, and do not put the answers into the Facebook or Twitter. So we now run through the answers. Don't forget, do not tick your own answers if you are in a team, because that would be cheating.
Round one.
So round one, I asked you, Team WSR has had a long-term partnership with which manufacturer? The answer, of course, was BMW. Well done, guys. So those of you got it right, that's a very good question to get right. What was the prize money won by Matt Neal in Donington Park in '99? The answer, of course, for those of you that watched a great race, was £250,000. No wonder it didn't give it out anymore. Jade Edwards' father won the Btcc Production Championship, true or false? The answer is, of course, false. Jim Edwards Jr. only got as far as 4th in his Jet-sponsored Honda Accord. So Dan Eves was the first driver to win all 3 races at the same day, but what car did he use? The answer, of course, was the Honda Integra Type R Team Dynamics run, of course. Did Nigel Mansell ever win a British touring car race? The answer, as we all know, is no, he did not. Don't forget, guys, this is round 1 of the touring car round, as you can probably guess. What year and what car did WSR debut with? It was 1996 with the Ford Mondeo. I bet not many people got that one. So how many race wins has Jason Plato built up? Now the answer is 97. So he's only won 97 races. Say only. According to btcc.net. Some of the other websites have quoted differently, but btcc.net, 97. Does the Brands Hatch or Silverstone circuits have less corners? The answer, of course, is they both have the same amount, 6. So they both have 6 registered corners. What are the only 2 estate cars to have raced in a British touring car? Now, those of you that have watched British touring cars will know the other 2 answers are really silly. And it was, of course, the Honda Civic and the 850. Different eras, but they were both estate cars. And who was the first NGTC champion? The answer, of course, was Flash Gordon, who won in the Honda Civic run by Team Dynamics in 2012. So here we go for round 2. How well did you do in round 1, guys? Please let us know on the chats. Did you get 10 out of 10, I wonder?
Motorsport Radio. Round 2.
Round 2 in Formula 1. How many championships have been decided in Abu Dhabi? It was, of course, 4, including the current one. So there's been 4 championships decided at the final race at Abu Dhabi. How many race starts has Kimi Räikkönen made? Now we know he's made a lot, but how many did he make? 350. Not bad going for the Iceman himself. It's sad to see him go. Who was the last Ferrari Drivers' Champion? Now this is a difficult one, but it was, of course, Kimi Räikkönen. Even I got it wrong. There we go. Kimi Räikkönen was the last one. Who was the driver that gave Lewis his first championship on the last corner of Brazil 2008? We all know it well. Massa had already finished. Tears, celebration. And it was, of course, Timo Glock. Even though we've changed his name for privacy reasons, it is, of course, Timo Glock. Where and when was the longest complete Formula 1 race? Now, we all remember that. It was Canada 2011. It went on for over 4 hours. The reason Spa isn't there is because Spa didn't complete the race. Monza was the shortest. Now, how many dry tyre compounds were run in Formula 1 this season? Now, we all know, because every race they ran through it all, it was, of course, 5. Who was the first teammate to beat Lewis in the championship? Now, even I got this one wrong when I first saw the question, but it was, of course, Jenson Button. Who won the inaugural Formula 1 championship race at Silverstone in 1950? Now, funny enough, I wasn't around then, but the answer was, it was Giuseppe Farina in an Alfa Romeo, if I'm right. With Lewis Hamilton first and Schumacher second, who was third in the most race wins? The answer is Sebastian Vettel. That's right, Vettel has actually finished, is actually third in race wins. Who won the Drivers' Championship when Murray Walker had to stop due to a lump in his throat? That iconic line that we remember from the iconic commentator. It was, of course, Damon Hill at the Suzuka GP. So that was the end of the Formula 1 round. Let us know how you did. Are you still on for a full house, 20 out of 20? Did you struggle in that round? Were a couple of those questions a bit too difficult? Let's see how you do round 3, guys.
Round 3.
So in the 60s, the iconic Le Mans battle between Ferrari and Ford was massive. But who built the Ford GT40 racers? It was, of course, Carroll Shelby. You've seen the film, amazing, with Matt Damon in it. Absolutely amazing film. If you haven't, please do. How long is a lap of the Isle of Man TT circuit? Now, we know it is a very, very long lap, but the actual distance is 37.73 miles. Now, what is the fastest speed ever achieved down the Mulsanne Straight? Now, this was obviously back a couple of years ago, but it was, of course, 405 kilometers an hour achieved by a Peugeot in the late 80s. Now, what is the current engine size of a MotoGP bike? Now, we all know, for those of you that watch MotoGP, it is 1000cc. Who drove the flipping Mercedes back in 1999? That iconic image of the Mercedes doing somersaults down the Mulsanne Straight. It was, of course, Peter Dumbreck. Now, how many championships have been won by Foggy, who we all love? Everyone loves Foggy. You know, Foggy was one of the best people. He won 4 championships. I thought it'd been more. Who has won the most Le Mans races? Now, it's very tight, but it is indeed Tom Christensen. All those Audi victories. So across all classes, who has the most victories in motorcycle Grand Prix racing? So it is, of course, Agostini. He has a few more than Valentino Rossi. Rounded to the nearest 50, 2010 saw the most Le Mans 24-hour laps. How many were there? There were 397 to give you exact, so 400 is the nearest, so that's 397 laps of Le Mans in 24 hours. Pretty impressive. Who is the most successful MotoGP team? So the answer is Honda with 312 victories, most of them Marc Marquez. How well did you do, guys? That was the end of the round. Are you still on for a full house? Have you got 30 out of 30? Did you, like me, struggle with MotoGP? Let us know on the chats. But we're now going to go to round 4.
Round 4.
So Beckett, Maggots and Stowe were with which track? We all know this. It's an easy question. It's Silverstone. The Parabolica, Curva Grande and Variante Ascari are with which track? It is, of course, Monza. Blanchimont, Bruxelles and Stavros, with my brilliant pronunciation, goes to Spa. Tabac, Beau Rivage and Portier, brilliant names, but are for what circuit? It was, of course, Monaco. Excuse me. Indianapolis, Dunlop Curve and Terte Rouge again, brilliant pronunciation, are for what circuit? We know it is Le Mans. Now, if you cross the line of bricks in IndyCar, what circuit are you at? Obviously, you're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And if you're racing the Green Hell, where are you racing? You're racing the Nordschleife, and you're doing a very good job of it if you're still racing it. If you're racing at the Monterey Sports Car Club, what is a circuit better known as? It is, of course, the Mazda Laguna Seca. Oh yeah, I did realise that I put Sega, not Sega, my bad. Bathurst is otherwise known as what? We know it as the Mount Panorama Raceway. And if you're racing towards Flint Wall, what event are you driving in? One of the best meetings in the world. Brilliant, love it. If you haven't gone, please do. Festival of Speed at Goodwood Estate. That is the end of the round. Again, are you still on for the full house? If you are, a very good job for you. And I'll be incredibly amazed if anyone gets all of these. If you do, you are a true expert. Let us know if you're on the chat. If you've just joined us, skip back the live stream all the way to the start and you can do the quiz as if you're doing it live. So round 5, the general knowledge of motorsport events.
Round 5.
Motorsport Radio.
So, what event was held every season where champions race cars around a temporary circuit? It is, of course, the Race of Champions, or ROC, as people know it as. What rally resulted in cars being heavily modified, racing across the dirt and through deep puddles? That's the Safari Rally, which was back last year and it's back again this year, so can't wait, of course. Rally GB, where is it usually held? For those of you that are big rally fans, you'll know it is Wales, the iconic Sweet Lamb stage. The Daytona 24 Hours is sponsored by who? If you're getting ready to watch it like I am in a couple of weeks' time, it is, of course, Rolex. I'd like one of those. The Talladega 500 is a very famous race, but in what series? It is, of course, NASCAR. If you like your films, of course, Days of Thunder. The Moto 24 Hours is held where? Now, it's, of course, held in the Le Mans Bugatti circuit. Now, what is the name of the British GT Blue Ribbon event? We know it as the Silverstone 500. The Snetterton 300, of course, is just the name of the circuit. Now, what is the fastest single-seater race in the world? Even though the Long Beach GP does sound fast, it is in fact Indy 500. What is the name of the desert race held in January, originally starting in Paris? Everyone knows it, it's an iconic race. It is, of course, the Dakar. Excuse me. And one of the oldest races held at Silverstone in mid-October. This is a difficult one. It is, of course, the Burkitt Relay, which is great fun to watch. Such massive variety. So it is the Burkitt Relay, which is held in mid-October. And it's a really weird race. I'm not even going to try to tell you what it's about. And here we go. So that's the go.
This is Motorsport Radio.
So how did you get on? Let us know. Did you get 50 out of 50? If you did, if you're in a team and you are joint, we have a question coming up. If you're not in a team, have a go. Let's see if you can get it right. So we're going to have the tiebreaker coming up now. Now, the tiebreaker question is, how many laps did Max Verstappen lead this season? So how many laps did Max Verstappen lead this season? Okay, so the answer is 651. So the nearest wins if you're in a team. If you're not in a team, did you get it right? Please let us know in the comments on your Facebook, on Twitter. And let us know how you did. There's no poor answers. You know, if you got 6, fair enough. You don't know motorsport very well. If you got 50, maybe look at getting out somewhere. Just did you enjoy it? Let us know. Should we do this regularly? Should we do this every week? Should we do a quiz every week? Is that what we're doing now? Sitting at home in our rooms with our washing behind ourselves, doing quizzes every week? Is that what you want? Let us know, because we will do what you want within reason. Thank you for joining us, of course. This is, of course, Motorsport Radio. And, of course, coming up next is me and Connor discussing what was arguably one of the most ridiculous Formula One finales. Thank you very much for watching. And, of course, continue to listen to Motorsport Radio, your home of motorsport.